just going to show you a roadside stop. Ooh, yeah, do I want to go this way? No. So an emergency roadside stop. If you're driving along, always make sure you check all your mirrors, look behind you. Make sure nobody's around. Put on your blinker. Slowly pull over to the side. Downshift if need be. Keep your blinker on until you have your bike off. Put your bike in neutral. Put your kickstand down. Turn off your blinker, turn off your bike. And that's it. That's it. If you're going downhill, if you need to do, this is if you're doing your test and they ask you to do a roadside stop, ask before you start your test whether they want you to turn off your engine or dismount your bike. They may just ask you to do the maneuver, not bother turning off your engine, and then get you to continue on. But they may want you to do the full thing, which is turning off your engine like I did. Make sure your blinkers are off. When you turn off your engine anyway, they're going to shut off. And dismount your bike. And if they do want you to dismount your bike, they're going to want you to step behind your motorcycle. Like this. That's a perfect emergency roadside stop. You're off to the side. You've made sure that, you know, when you're slowly pulling over, there's no cars behind you. You're not going to be, you know, pulling over too fast onto the shoulder of the road if you happen to be on a, you know, a road that has an unpaved shoulder. A lot roads nowadays have paved shoulders, but not all of them. Another thing you're going to want to do is if you need to do an emergency stop on a hill, like downhill, you're going to want to park your bike more in this position here. More like this, pointed towards the curb. This isn't even ideal. My front tire is kind of stuck on that front piece right there, so I can't turn my bike really anymore. Alright, so here, I'll do it better. Let's say I'm driving down the street like this, and you want to do a roadside stop, and it's down a hill, so it's a downgrade. You're going to want to park your bike, slowly put your blinker on, and park your bike basically almost where your front tire is right up against the curb. Then, throw your bike in neutral, put your kickstand down, and shut your bike off. Turn your blinker off, then shut your bike off. If you're doing it uphill, so if you're going up a hill or up any kind of steep road, and you need to do an emergency roadside stop, you'd want it so your back end is like this, so that way your bike doesn't roll downhill backwards. It's resting up against, so if it does start to roll back, it's already rested, your back tire is rested right up against the curb there, just like that. That way it doesn't have any way to roll back downhill. So this is if you're parking uphill. So if you're parking uphill and you park, your bike's going to want to roll back. Well, if you park it like this, it is not going to roll back. It's not going to go anywhere. And you're going to want to do the same. If you're going downhill, you're going to want it the other way. So your front end's pushing up against the curb and your back end's sticking out. That way, if your bike goes to roll downhill forwards, your front tire goes forward a little bit, hits the curb, and it just stays there. Worst case scenario, it falls over, but it doesn't take off going down a hill and you end up with no bike. And you're like, where'd my bike go? Hopefully that makes sense. That was a simple way of saying it. It made sense to me, and I got explained a whole lot shittier than that, just so you know. But Don't put your blinker on before the entrance, or if you see cars wanting to pull out and you're going to be doing an emergency stop after that. Like here's an entrance. If you're going to be doing the emergency stop after this entrance, there's a car there. Don't put your blinker on before so they think you're turning into the parking lot. That'll set yourself up for a fucked up day, and they'll probably think you're making the turn and pull out right in front of you. So just throw on your blinker after. So, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's an extremely simple maneuver that for some reason, I notice a lot of people are Googling, asking about it, because it's, you know, roadside emergency stop. It sounds more complicated than it is. You're basically pulling over to the side of the road. The main thing is if, like I showed you before, if you're on a downgrade or an upgrade on how to position your bike. Because you don't want your bike rolling down the hill, so you position it so the nose of your bike is against the curb on an angle. That way, if it rolls, it goes into the curb. Just like a car, you turn your wheels towards the curb so it doesn't just pull out and go straight down the hill. Or if you're going up a hill, your back tire is resting against the curb and your front tire kind of out just a little bit. That way, if it rolls back, it rolls into the curb and stops. Worst case scenario, your bike falls over, and it probably won't anyway. It'll just stay there. So that's all I gotta say.